everybody, and a very good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Jasneet, and we have with us Miss Rupal Patel, who is a senior child psychologist. So, ma'am, we have so many toys kept here. So, this one looks like a normal push toy. So, how do you think from the ECD perspective, how would this help a child?
This is a normal push and pull toy, yes, but besides, of course, the obvious entertainment value, as you can see, this is made of a different fabric. So it helps a lot with the touchy-feely sensation which kids love. Even when the kids are learning to crawl, if they're going to do and they're going to push this, it's more likely for them to crawl behind the toy to catch it, or if they start walking again, to run behind it, because the harder you press, the faster it's going to go. So it also teaches them cause and effect in a fun way.
Amazing. And ma'am, talking about this, I think every child has this.
Yes.
We all love it. I think I played with this when I was a child too. So my son, even at 2.5 years of age, he loves doing this. So what are the benefits that this toy has for a child?
See, this toy has, again, this is one of my favorite toys also. This there are lots and lots of benefits. Besides the obvious one, which teaches you color, it helps you to build your the motor development. So, when kids are younger, they're not able to hold things so properly. So they need to grasp. So they tend to sometimes grasp with their palms, or they graze their hands, because the muscles are not developed. So obviously, because these are chunky, it's easier for them to do it. Secondly, it helps them when this toy is generally from 6 months, I think should be about 6 months up. So when the child starts sitting up, when all these rings are lying on the side, when they're picking up the rings and they're putting it in, they're moving their arms.
Right.
So it's kind of, they're learning how to balance. They're strengthening that core muscles while sitting and using their hands to place these rings inside the holder. Again, another important thing is the sequencing, the big to small, bigger, biggest, small, smaller, smallest. So it helps them to learn math concepts. It also helps them to, besides that, I think even I remember as a child when my daughter was younger, and we would take this and spin it.
Spin it, yes.
So it creates more value, and there's more creativity coming out
and
besides
there's a lot
the
of
basic thing.
laughter.
Yes, there's so much more. It's just a fun thing. There is n number of things. Even I think you can use these rings even when you're playing in the bath, just to make them float. There are so many uses for it.
And ma'am, I've also heard of terms like trunk control and midline crossing. What are these?
So basically, again, midline crossing is when suppose all these rings are there, and it's the child when you take your right hand and you move it across the center to the left side, and vice versa. This helps with developing those motor skills, which will eventually help you with things like writing, with using scissors, various uses. So what you need to do when you're actually trying to develop that is take all these rings and put them, say, on the left hip of the child, and let your child use only the right hand to take it and then put it inside, because this is in the center. So you're actually going to develop those muscles. So when you keep doing that, it also becomes like a game.
Right.
And then you can use it to take turns. So, if a child feels, oh God, I don't want to do it, you kind of sit opposite the child. You place 3 rings for you and 2 for the child, or vice versa. And then you say, okay, your turn, my turn. That you're teaching them how to take turns also.
Turns. Fantastic. And ma'am, there are a lot of toys here that involve sorting. There is colorful shapes, matching the shapes with their cutout. How do these kind of toys help the child?
See, these also, again, very, very important for developing math skills. Because math skills are basically sorting, classifying, besides the obvious learning of shapes, colors. Again, so and it also teaches them problem solving, which is, brilliant, because if you take this triangular thing and the child is trying to push it into this circle and it's just not going in. So the child will try, okay, the next slot, it's still not going in. I try the next slot, it's still not going. And then finally I realize that it has to go in here. So when the child does that, they feel so good, because that sense of self-esteem goes up, that, okay, I managed to do it. They learn how to brainstorm and how to figure out various things, so they get it into the right slot. So, that it helps in that. Besides that, even if I want to teach the child number, and if I take a shape, like if I take a square, and I'm going to tell the child, okay, how many sides does this have? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the child files, okay, in this box, what has 4? So does this have 4? No. This doesn't have a line? And this has 4 sides. So this goes in here. So again, they're going to learn different ways to problem solve using the same shapes. So these are just brilliant toys.
Yes, so educational based toys.
Yeah.
And also, will they help in anything else like creativity, self-expression?
Of course, the blocks help in a lot of things. That I think blocks are probably by far the best thing which give you that free rein to your imagination and creativity, because there is so much you can do with blocks. I mean, a block can be made into a castle, it can be made into a tower, it can be made into people, it can be made into animals, it can be made into dragons. I mean, that the whole stage is open for you to just do what, the kids can just do n number of things with block. Blocks will help you with counting. Blocks, again, these are very colorful blocks, so they'll help you with colors. You can do shape, sorting, because you can put all the yellows and the reds and the blues, so you're learning sorting. So there is so much happening. And again, the social development, because with blocks you tend to play with each other also. So it covers a lot of areas.
Amazing, ma'am.